So this is going to be my pretty typical makeup routine that I do during the winter. So I like to start off with a primer on my eyes, and I just use a foundation because it's already my palette. It's cream, so it works really great at just covering up those little discoloration spots and just gives a good, nice base for me to put my eyeshadow on. All right, now I'm going to go in with Drift eyeshadow. So for my skin tone, and especially in the winter time, I like to stick with neutral slash warm eyeshadows. I just feel like it helps my eyes not get too dark, and I don't know, I just like it. So now this is Bubba. I really like this one because, again, it's not too dark, but adds a little bit of warmth. So I like to just stick that in the corner of my eyes to just add that dimension, and it just is super pretty. I love adding a shimmer to pretty much all my eyeshadow looks, especially in that center part of the eyelid. I love to put just a little bit of a shimmer, and I love Soulmate for that reason because it's not too bold and crazy, but it's just a really pretty color that blends in really nice with Drift and Bubba. So if you want just a really light natural liner, I would just go in with a light brown eyeshadow and a small brush and just add a little bit of light liner. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows. I usually pick a shade that's just slightly darker than my natural brow color and just slightly fill in, matching the natural shape of my brow just to add some framing to my face. And I am using Bird eyeshadow for this. So obviously the biggest hurdle that fair-skinned people like myself have, especially in the wintertime, is looking too washed out, and pasty or white, whatever you want to say. So I like to put a cream bronzer on all over my face before I put on my the rest of my makeup, my foundation and stuff. I feel like this just looks like a really natural, like instant tan, kind of like if you were to use a self tanner. But again, instead of having another product, it's just already in your palette. And I do like to put a little bit of this onto my neck and my chest, again, just to add that all over warmth. So I'm using Bella bronzer for this. Now we're going to start with our main makeup shade, so like our foundation. So I use 3 different highlights slash foundation, same thing, for my makeup. So I start to go in with this Aura highlight. It's the darkest one I have, and I'm using it on, as you can see, like any acne, red spots, dark areas around my eyes, and I just use a small brush for that to really get those very specific areas. Now for my all over shade, I'm going to go in with White Peach, and I like to switch to a little bit bigger brush now so I still get a really natural light finish because I'm not really going for super full coverage here. So this is the other end of that blush bronzer brush. So the other side I used to apply my bronzer. I just love the finish this brush this brush gives. And again, this is White Peach. I feel like it's a really good shade for fair-skinned people. It doesn't make you look too yellow or pink. It's a really good neutral shade for fair skin. Switching brushes to the buff brush and using the smaller end, I'm going to apply my contour now. I use Ash, again, a great shade for fair skin. It doesn't make you look like it's not too dark or cold or warm. It's just a good neutral contour shade. And I'm just applying that on any areas that I want more definition and dimension. And it really just adds that 3D look kind of to your makeup. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my blush and lip, which is the same product. And I'm going to go in with this Wildflower shade. And I know it seems kind of bright for wintertime, but I actually love it because I feel like it does add that just bright pop of color without being too like bright and crazy. And again, you can put it on your lips as well. So that's what I do here. And then I decide it's just maybe a little too bright. So I go in with Ballerina to put that on top to just kind of mute it out a little bit, which I do quite often. It's kind of nice to have those in your palette to mix and match. But then I get done with that and also decide it just, I don't know, it's too much. So then I go in with my third blush and lip in my palette and go ahead and layer that on top to add just more red to it, and I actually end up really liking how this turns out. It looks really dimensional, but still, light enough for an everyday look. So now I'm going to go in with my final highlight shade I told you about. It's the brightening one that I'm using around my eyes and down my nose to just add those pop of highlight. So this is Moonlit that I'm using here. And here's your cringe final looks. If you have any questions or want to learn more or shop, check out the link in my profile. And thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.